Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I have Vanessa, the beautiful Vanessa.
Nice to meet you all.
She's going to introduce herself to you. Remember that I'm trying to look for women who are in science and leadership, and we have Vanessa today. Vanessa is a student somewhere at one university in the city. So she's going to tell us all that information. Vanessa, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much as well for your time. Yeah.
Okay, could you introduce yourself, who you are, and where you come from?
Oh, hello everyone. Once again, I am Vanessa Nanyonga. From Matuga. I stay in Matuga with my mom and with my mother and my father. I am a former student of Gayaza. I'm an old girl of Gayaza High School, and currently I'm going to do my nursing science at Victoria University, and I'm starting in March, 22nd March. Yes.
Wow, that's a great, it's brief and on point. Wow, you're going to do nothing, right? I want to ask you, why do you want to study nursing?
First and foremost, I chose nursing because the health system in Uganda is not at the level I would love it to be. I loved it to be at my age, and I wouldn't want it to be the same for the 20, 10 years to come. So I chose nursing because I want to treat, not that currently people are not being treated. Yes, they are being treated, but the standards at which they are being treated are not satisfactory. So I would choose nursing science because I want to take care. Because nursing is about taking care of the sick. It's not basically treating the sick, because treating is more for the doctors. So nursing is basically taking care of those who are sick. So and the nurses, if you realize that there was some time back when the doctors and nurses were rioting because they were not being paid enough. So that's one thing I want to eliminate. How, in case I'm to join the Ministry of Health in a few years' time, I would love to work with the leaders and the people as well, and see how we can come up with a better option of paying them. Or if we are not to give them their money at once, we see how we will give them their money in bits, so that they do not have to come out and complain. More people are in hospitals and are dying, and they are in need of help, and there's no one to help them. Why? Because the doctors and nurses are rioting. So I chose nursing because I want to take care of the sick in a better way. Not that the nurses are not doing a great job. I applaud all the nurses out there. You are doing a very, very great job. So I just want to join you and see how we can make the health system in Uganda a better social service to the environment.
That sounds so cool. Well, you want to join the Ministry of Health. So if you become the Minister of Health, I will be your vice. If I become the Minister of Health, you'll be my vice. Working together, it will be so amazing. And I will be so happy to have you.
Yes, I'll be happy to have you as well.
I'm a great woman in the office. So passionate about, the job and wow, it will be like fire. Yeah. So let's go to the next question I wanted to ask. Why did you choose Victoria University?
I chose Victoria University because of two things. The first was it's a financial issue, and second, the services provided at Victoria University. So at my former school, Gayaza High School, I still have a fees balance of 3.8 million shillings. And in Uganda, you cannot start your university without presenting your certificate or testimonial to your university from your secondary school. So currently my results are still held at Gayaza High School because I still have a fees balance, and Victoria University gave me an option of applying to them. They gave me nursing, and I'm starting in March at a 60% scholarship, and they gave me an option of they gave me time of a month to present my results while I'm studying. So that's a very, very, very thoughtful thing. Victoria University, thank you so much. And the services at Victoria University, you study while you're learning. That's one thing I loved about them, because it's not all about the classroom, the lecture, the theory right down, the information we have to get into our heads. For those of us who study in Uganda, you know what I mean when they talk about the information we have to get into our heads, and yet we do not use it. So Victoria University gives their students an option of going into the field as they study. How they will take your details and information to your field of study. For example, for a person who does nursing, like who will do nursing in March, I will either be at Mulago Hospital or Mengo Hospital or Kampala Hospital. Then for, let's say, a student who does something connected to media, journalism, they will work at NBS or the different media platforms in your country. So that's one thing I loved about Victoria. I still love about Victoria University, because they give you an option. It opens up your mind to what you're actually studying. It gives you more passion. Yes, you will have the passion before you start, but it gives you the resilience to go on and fight for what you want and actually be good at it.
Wow. So it provides you an opportunity to do something like micro internships with the respective organizations or institutions that are doing exactly what you want. Wow, I love that. There are so many people who study. When they graduate, they cannot actually apply what they studied. And that's so sad. It's so sad. Students should be able to apply what they've studied, and they should apply it in the best way or in the very effective way. Because you can apply what you studied, but in the wrong way, and you can just cause human destruction. That's not what we want. We want something good. Wow. So, apart from being a student, apart from being, a science student, you also get involved in leadership. I read you are an editor. Tell us more about that role and where you do that from.
I'm an editor for a magazine that's set to come out, Straight Things Magazine. It's under an organization known as Clean Entertainment. Clean, KL. Then apostrophe, yes, Clean Entertainment. And this magazine contains information like Christian movies, Christian content, how is a Christian teenager supposed to live, how is someone who desires to be a Christian teenager supposed to live. So Straight Things Magazine, I am an editor for that magazine, and you'll find out all the information in the magazine. It's very, very crucial for the teenagers out there and for the parents who are watching this. Please ensure that you get this magazine for your children, for your nieces, for your nephews, for your sons, for your daughters, because they really need this. You may not know what's going on in their lives, but you can actually reach out to them through this magazine, and they will know, oh, mommy actually cares about me in such a way. Then never know, in that way they can actually open up to you and tell you, mommy, I'm going through this and this, daddy, I'm going through this and this, how can I be helped? Instead of a child suffering with an issue, and you will not know until it's way bad and you cannot reverse the problem. So Straight Things Magazine is a magazine for the teenagers. Well, the parents can read it as well, or someone who's 30, you can read it as well, because it has very, very crucial content, very, very educative content, and ensure that you get this magazine. Yes.
I want to grab one. How can any person out there have them?
Oh, you can actually reach out to me, Nanyonga Vanessa, or Clean Entertainment Head, that is Lamoze. Sorry, Moses Musinguzi, commonly known as Lamoze, because if you go around asking Moses Musinguzi, you may not find the Moses Musinguzi. You can reach out to Lamoze, or Hilda Sechito, or Kakere Ruth.
So where do they find these people?
You can find them from our different social media platforms. Yes, if you go to IG, Clean Entertainment, or TeenFest.
That's Instagram. I use Instagram.
Twitter, we still TeenFest. You can get all this information from the above. You can send us a direct message, and we can reach out to you and ensure that this copy will definitely be delivered at your doorstep.
Oh wow! So you do delivery?
Yes, we do delivery.
Okay. Can people bypass your offices? Is that a possibility?
Currently, we are not located anywhere.
Okay.
Yes, we are looking forward to finding our specific place. Yes, so you can just reach out to us from our different social media platforms.
Okay.
Or I can read out my phone number. Then in case of anything, you can reach out to me.
Okay, perfect.
That's 0782 60 76 12. That's the MTN phone number. And the Airtel phone number is 070 300 3183. So feel free to reach out to me. I will definitely direct you to our heads and ensure that you get all the information you need for your teenagers.
Oh wow, that's so good. Apart from editing, what other things do you do for the teenagers?
We organize an Christian entertainment event. It's known as TeenFest. I'm quite certain some of you know it. And for those who don't know it, it's TeenFest. It's an annual event. It's usually in January.
Fest is festival.
Yes, TeenFest is short for Teen Festival. It's the teenagers thing. You know, if you want to get involved in a specific group of people, you need to get to know them, study them, and use their language to be able to influence them. So that's why we use some of the acronyms we use, some of the short forms we use. If you realize they are more outgoing to the teenagers than to, let's say, a 50-year-old or a 6-year-old. So yes, that's why we choose some acronyms. But yes, so we organize events such as TeenFest, short form for Teen Festival. We have our mentorship program. It's called Teen Boost Academy. It's a program aimed at discipling and nurturing a teenager in knowing who they are and actually building on who they are to become a better them. It's not about changing who they are. It's about finding themselves and creating themselves and understanding more of who they are and how they can better themselves. Yes, that is it.
There we go. Find themselves and create themselves.
Yes.
Wow, I love that. It's actually called. That is I don't know which floor, but it's one of the I think it's in the corridor, maybe on the second floor or third floor. Yeah, if you have the chance to visit Victoria University, you'll find that code as well. Wow, that's so fascinating. We're going to talk about community work. You do various community work, right? Tell us more about that.
I do community work in my home area. It's called Matuga. And I do that under an organization known as Educate Uganda.
I know Educate.
Yes.
Yeah, I did my secondary at Kaboko Secondary School. So we used to have Educate people. They used to come, and there were leaders who were in Educate as students. Yeah, they were there, and they used to have their own T-shirts. Yeah, they used to do various projects. Yeah. Please continue, sorry.
It's very okay. So I joined one of their programs last year. That is the Virtual Innovation Program. It's a VIP. Short form is VIP, and for the participants,
like very important people.
Yes. The participants are called VIPs. So I joined the program in August last year in August, and in one of the things that we did was to do community work. The section under that is known as community service action. Yes, so we are supposed to do community work in our home areas. Let's say pick plastic bottles, starting up a business, giving out to the needy, planting road signs, or clearing the road for, let's say, for those people who live in villages. You know how those paths can be can have a lot of weed. So you can choose to, let's say, get a day and with your colleagues, then you clear the roads and ensure that it's safe for those who travel, so that there are no snakes to bite them or anything of the sort. So I personally, I chose to pick plastic materials from my home area and ban them to ensure that the community or the environment is plastic free, so that we have the trees, the different plants, the bananas, the sweet potatoes, the Irish potatoes, to ensure that they actually grow up in a very good way possible, so that we can enjoy their fruits, because these are the things we, the human nature, are sustaining on. So if we let them get destroyed, how will we survive in 10 years to come? So I chose to do that with a few colleagues of mine and a few siblings as well, because I ensure that I make them part, so that they are able to benefit from what I am benefiting from. Yes, so I chose to do that. I picked plastic bottles and ban them and ensure that my environment is plastic free.
Oh, wow, that's so good. You know, environment is something that people never understand about until something bad really happens, you know, something that has been induced by environmental destruction. People never understand how important, you know, our environment is. They don't understand that the environment you live in determines your health, determines how you live. There are a lot of cancers that are developing, and people are like, what causes cancer? What causes cancer? It's extremely varied.
They are over depending on the GMOs, the genetically modified organisms, and they are leaving out the fresh mangoes, the fresh pineapples, the fresh pawpaws, and they are over focusing on things we get. Yes, the things we get from supermarket are also nutritious, but they are not as nutritious
as the local ones.
The local ones, because these are fresh from the garden, and these have preservatives in them. Preservatives are the things that are causing cancer currently, and it won't cause cancer in a year. It takes a very long period of time. So if you over depend on them, to actually lead to someone going to a hospital because they have cancer, they have to do radiotherapy, they have to do all that, and yet you could actually avoid these things by feeding on the fresh things from the garden.
Oh, wow, that's so true. I also don't like preservatives. I'm not so sure. I don't have evidence like what kind of preservatives do cause cancer and when they cause cancer, but like too much of anything is always bad. And the sad thing is that we are so limited in terms of, you know, what we know about cancer and how cancer develops. I mean, the things that cause cancer, we are still limited in that knowledge. We know something, but we're limited, you know, in what's happening inside our bodies. Whatever we eat, what happens when we eat it? Exactly. So good that we keep our environment clean, and we should rely more on local foods. I love local foods as well.
And local foods are very nutritious.
Yeah,
very nutritious.
I do agree. I grew up in a village, so I will love local foods.
Currently, I'm also in a village. It's like a village, but it's starting to get developed. So the environment is kind of being contaminated compared to how it was 10 years ago when I was a kid. So yeah,
that's so sad. But I really hope that we can all come together and do something. The impact, I think, has to reach those who are rich or you know, I mean, people in that category, for all of us to understand this and then come together, combine efforts and try to combat what's happening, because we need our environment than anything else. We cannot live without our environment. We cannot. If it's comfortable, it shall be comfortable. If it's not, nobody can survive in an uncomfortable environment.
We will all die. We'll all get extinct with time.
Yeah.
If we do not take care of these petty things, because we have to look at the nitty-gritties of our environment to ensure that we actually survive in the nearby future.
Wow, I agree. Makes absolute sense. Wow. So the next question is, you joined. You've been doing this work, and you joined that organization, Kellen organization, about a year ago. So how do you see, I mean, how has your work impacted the community? How can you assess the impact of your work, your community?
Oh, for our target audience, the teenagers, I have noticed that there has been a change. For even for those who are not Christian, they will become Christian with time. Yes. And know that instead of me going to a club and or probably smoking or taking alcohol and getting drunk and letting my mom worry about me or my father worry about me, I can actually go for I can attend a Teen Boost Academy program. I can go for Teen Fest or Teen Festival and have fun and know that by 5, because Teen Fest is officially supposed to be done at 5 p.m. It's a one-day event. So don't let your child tell you that, Mommy, I'm going for Teen Fest for a week, or Daddy, I'm going for Teen Fest for a week. It's a one-day event, and it's supposed to be done by 5 p.m. in the evening. So it has kept both the parents and the teenagers on a very good page, because mommy or daddy knows that my child is at this venue, and by 5 p.m. they will be out of the venue.
Done. So by 6,
done, and by
the
6
distance they will be home.
6, 7, my child has to be home, because I know she has gone at this place, and by this time she's supposed to be home. So that has created a good relationship between the teenagers and their parents. That has enabled the teenagers. The Teen Boost Academy has enabled the teenagers to know who they are. For example, I am a result of Teen Boost Academy. Yes, it taught me mainly leadership skills, public speaking. Because honestly speaking, before I wasn't a public speaker. I started public speaking 5 years ago. So I've been training, and yes, I'm a product of Teen Boost Academy.
Wow. Well done, Teen Boost Academy.
And so the teenagers have been able to know who they are. They've been able to nurture themselves with good company around them. Yes.
That's so good, because there are so many teenagers who want to do things, but they don't know with whom they can do those things. And teenagers have so much energy, and have so many great ideas, but without, having a direction or having people to ask, how to do things, how to approach various things, they kind of go astray, So from my point of view, I think that's really great, and I encourage parents who have teenagers home or children who are in their teenagers to get involved in such, activities and joining such organizations or such initiatives, because it just reduces on their redundancy. And currently, parents are suffering because of redundancy. Just look at the pandemic thing. If kids are redundant, what do you expect them to do? Of course, their brains are so active than you might think. So they have to think about things. What can I do? What can I do? So instead of thinking about things that are wrong or acts that cannot, that can take them in wrong directions, it's better to get involved in such activities, because I don't see any wrong in that. They learn, they get a company, they get connections. Connections is very important. Like I've been telling you, life is all about people. Getting connections at such a young age. You grow up, I need this. Oh, there's somebody who is in this section. Oh, I need this. Oh, there's somebody in this section. We met where? We met at play. So, I encourage teenagers to be part of, such great groups in the community. Please do. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Annette.
Oh, thank you for sharing and being a part of such a group, because you are an inspiration. You're gonna be an inspiration. You already an inspiration actually to very many teenagers out there, because they're going to be like, oh wow, I want to gain confidence. I want to learn how to speak in public, and they're going to be looking up to you. And I think that's really amazing. Yeah, it's very, very amazing. So many people are shy. They don't know how to approach people. They don't know how to speak. So if they learn these things, these are skills we take for granted, but really important. Yeah, exactly. Leadership skills. It's all about leadership. You are a leader in your life after all. And how can you lead yourself? Before you lead others, you must learn how to lead yourself. So if you can learn those skills, I mean, those are the things, those are the foundations you should have. But not so many people have a chance to have these from home. They don't have a chance. Parents wake up, go for work, come back late at night, they sleep, they go back. It's like a routine. So kids don't have a chance. They cannot learn from them. Exactly, you know. So if they can have this chance to join such groups, I see that as a great opportunity. It's a grand one for teenagers. And not only teenagers, even other people. Yeah, learning never stops.
Learning never stops.
Never. So the last question is, how can people help you?
For clean entertainment, we ask the parents or the guardians for the different individuals in that age group from 13 to 18, but 18 proceeds to 20 because 20 some people still have that mindset of I'm still a teenager, but if they're actually 20. So yes, from 13 to 20 years, we urge you to partner with us. How you can encourage your child or your child, yes, to be part of Teen Boost Academy, short form is TBA. Or you can encourage your child to come for Teen Fest. You can as well get them a copy of the magazine. It's called Straight Teens Magazine. Or you can get them the t-shirts. We have souvenirs, t-shirts, we have masks, we have bags. You can get a bag and let us print our logo on your bag. It actually looks very cool on your bag, so make sure you get it. And for the children, we urge you to convince your parents to let you come for such activities because you need this company. This is good company that is going to breed you in a way that you're supposed to be, in the right way that you're supposed to be. Your community needs you, your home area needs you, your country needs you, the world needs you, so you need to stand up for what you want. Talk to your parents, convince them. Then in case it's hard to convince them, you can reach out to me, Vanessa Nanyonga, or you can reach out to Moses Musinguzi, commonly known as Lamoze, because if you go around looking for Moses Musinguzi, you may not find the Moses Musinguzi. So you can find Lamoze. You can reach out to Hilda Sechito. So yes, ensure that you be part of this. Ensure that you partner with us, and then ensure that you support us financially as well.
If
We're
you can.
very delighted if you can. And then for the community work in my home area, it may not just even be in my home area. In wherever place you are at, ensure that you create a conducive environment for the future, for your children, for your grandchildren. Ensure that you should make sure that you dispose of the different rubbish where they are supposed to be. I'm quite certain you cannot move from one block to another without finding a dustbin, without finding a place you can dispose of anything. So ensure that you dispose of the used material responsibly for the future generation. Yes, that's it.
Wow. I want to really attend, that festival one day.
I will definitely send you an invitation.
Thank you. I want to see, what it looks like, what you do there. Of course, you tell me this information, but I want to experience it. I want to experience it because, it's really good if you experience something that you're looking forward to experience, right? When I attend that festival one day and just see what you do there.
I will send you an invitation next year in January. I will definitely send
I hope I will be here.
I hope you will be here. Or if you can't, I will definitely send you videos of how we'll have had fun.
Oh, that will be amazing. That will be amazing. It will work for me. Please share their work, share their media platforms, and follow them. Like and share, and follow them. Follow them on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Are you on LinkedIn? Not yet.
But we are yet to get that as
well.
well.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. I'm so active on LinkedIn. So once you get an account, let me know. I'll be more than happy.
Okay.
And consider joining. It's a great group, you know. So join and see how best you can better your community. You know, that's one way of bettering your community, because most people don't know how to contribute or give back to the community. But that's one way, and it's an excellent way. So instead of wasting time, or spending so much time in discourse clubs or something like that, yeah, spend some of the time here. Balance it out, and trust me, it will never be the same. Never be the same. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Don't forget to follow them, and as well follow me. Subscribe to my channel. We're looking for 1,000 people. So now we approaching 600 subscribers. We need only 400 subscribers. So kindly subscribe to my channel, and once we get that, I'll tell you the next thing, or the next step. It will be very exciting. I have a playlist, and I've done so many videos about studying abroad, scholarships, opportunities. So if you're a student, just go through my playlist and find all the opportunities I've talked about. And if you're going to study abroad, I've talked about experience there. I've talked about so many things. So just to go to my playlist and select what interests you, and kindly share that to students and people who you think they might learn something from my journey or my experience. Thank you.